All right. How's everyone's Halloween going?
Work.
Yeah.
Been crazy. We had that
So
shooting last
You had a what?
There was a shooting in Salt Lake last night.
People
All
died.
right.
Yeah, it happened to be one of my mission companions.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
You got shot and killed?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's intense, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Was he like in a bad neighborhood, or is it just kind of like a spur of the moment? Did he provoke him or something? Or
No, it was just some guy apparently he was being pursued by people in Colorado for a homicide, and he escaped, made it to Utah, and tried to hijack my friend's car, and then ended up shooting him.
Oh wow.
jeez,
That's rough.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
super rough, man.
Is he married? Have kids?
No, just a college student going to the U.
Wow.
Pretty crazy Halloween.
You close the door.
Yeah, that does not sound like it.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, a lot more intense than I did. I've just been dealing with angry customers. That's about it. No, dodging bullets.
Okay, let's jump in.
Let's do this.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. So, does anyone have any major questions about the reading?
Just doing I just got the QQ plots. I always get mixed up how to construct them. That's about it.
Yeah, I just opened up the applet they gave us, the quantitative descriptive statistics,
It
and just
usually
use
does it for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I did.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So I'm not doing something I'm not supposed to. All right, cool. I thought we had to do something like different, but they just do it for you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then you just highlight and sort from smallest to largest, and it'll come out.
Okay. All right. Question 3. In an ANOVA hypothesis test, we reject HO when there is sufficient evidence to indicate at least one mean is different from the others. That is true.
Check.
Okay, question 4. What requirements need to be checked when performing a ANOVA hypothesis test? I said the second 2 data from each group are normally distributed and variances are equal in each group.
That's what I did as well.
Number 5. To check if each group is normally distributed, do the following. Scatter plot, histogram, or QQ plot. I went with the QQ plot.
I did as well.
6. We assume the variance in each group is the same if the following happens. The sample variance for each group is smaller than the sample mean. The largest variance is less than 4 times the smallest variance. The largest sample mean is less than 2 times the smallest sample mean. Each group has the same sample size. The variance in each group is the same. Is it D?
That's what I went with.
Each group has the same sample size?
For which number? For number 6?
I thought you said B.
Oh, B?
I put B.
Okay. Largest variance is less than 4 times. Oh, okay, yeah.
I just put the leftovers back into the oven so we can reheat them.
not play the next song. I listened to my first Halloween song today.
Cool.
Guess what song it was?
Thriller.
Yes.
Okay,
And
cool.
that was also the second song.
Mhm.
And the third song. And Ghostbusters with the fourth. And that's all the songs that I've listened to.
Is it my turn? Right.
Yes.
An ANOVA hypothesis test is equivalent to conducting independent two-sample t-tests between every pair samples. If there are 3 samples, there are 3 pairs. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2 through 3. How many pairs were there if there are 4 samples? It'd be 6.
Okay.
All right.
So the data in soccer shoes was collected to determine how to design a soccer shoe affects the accuracy of a kick. There are 5 types of shoes, labeled A through E, and also just wearing socks for a total of 6 groups. Each row represents a kick from 10 meters away from a target that was 115 centimeters, hung 115 centimeters up from the group. The column accuracy is the distance in centimeters from where the ball impacted the target to the center of the target. So small numbers are more accurate. What is the minimum or smallest variance for the 6 groups? So with inputting that in the ANOVA applet, the smallest variance is just out of the 6 groups, I got 27.208.
That's what I got.
Yeah. And number 9, the maximum or largest variance. I had 53.158.
That's what I got as well. Go ahead, Elena. Just kidding.
The test for equal variance is satisfied for these data.
Got 50-50 chance.
False.
It's actually true.
True.
Yeah. Because the tests for the equal variances, they're all equal across. None of them are different.
Okay.
So
If the lowest or if the highest was more than 4 times the lowest, then it would be
Yep.
false.
Okay.
construct a Q.
What was
Is
that?
it you? Oh, go ahead. Nope, my bad. Jump the gun.
Construct a QQ plot for each of the 6 samples. Each of the samples are approximately normal based on what you can see in the QQ plot. So I've only done the first one so far, so I need to construct the others.
They all look pretty much the same. They're on the shish kebab. That's how I know they're all normally distribution.
Because of what? Or how do you know they're all normally distributed?
If you do all of them, and they'll have a line, and then if you see like plots going all over, but all of them are like almost right on the line, so they're all normally distribution on the line, so they're all normal.
I mean, there were a couple of them that had a little variation, but it's kind of a judgment call on.
Yeah,
You know.
but for the most part, I think of it like a shish kebab. Not really, more like a snake. Like if you're roasting a snake, if it's always on it, then you're good to go. But if it's like skewampus going like that and stuff, like then that's not normally distribution. But if it's like kind of curly, nice on roasting on a fire, then you're good to go. I'm just a hunter like that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's a good example.
no.
Yeah, the only one that I would say is kind of slightly off or kind of
He was like number 4, I think. 3 or 4.
yeah, it was is number 2, and it kind of goes like in a slight oval around it, just by a little bit.
Oh, yeah, but for the most part, all of them are pretty good. I'd say
Yeah.
usually about 1 or like 2, 1 maybe, but if there were like 2, then I would say false. But all of them are pretty close to it, so
Yeah.
that's why I put true.
Number 12, perform an ANOVA test in SPSS to observe that the p-value is 0.081. Then remove the SOX data and perform the test again. What is the p-value with the SOX data removed? I've got 0.309 on that one.
That's what I got as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Excel.
The test statistic for an ANOVA hypothesis test is an F statistic. Is the p-value the area to the right or left? The F statistic.
50-50 chance.
To the left.
Try again.
Right.
Yeah, I got it right.
I always get it on my second try.
It's all good, man. I forgot what the book said. Which one was left? I just remember that F statistic was to the right. I forgot what was to the left.
It's okay. I'm gonna have to go back through and reread everything.
It's all good, man.
It seemed like that was early in the lesson material, and it was
Yeah.
just always
To the
always
right.
skewed, always
Left or right tailed and all that.
yeah, always right-tailed.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Is it me?
Yes.
All right. Research of the customer reports analysis 3 types of hot dogs, namely beef, poultry, meat, mostly pork and beef, but up to 15% poultry meat. For each of the 54 hot dogs analyzed, they record the type of the calories, sodium level. Their data is available on that link. Use the data file to answer the remaining questions. Okay. Let's examine the calories first. Construct a QQ plot of the calories for each 3 types of hot dogs. Compare the variances to determine if the assumptions to use an ANOVA test have been met. I got A, the assumptions have been met. It's safe to assume that each group comes from a normally distribution population from the QQ plots, and we can also assume that the variances are equal. That's my answer.
That was my choice.
Sorry, what was that?
I got the first one. So
First
A.
Okay.
They're all right on the snake. If you did the QQ plots.
And this is for the calories.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it says run an ANOVA test to determine if the mean number of the calories is the same for all types of hot dogs. You should find that the degrees of freedom are 2 and 51. The F is 16.074 and P is 0 with a level of significance of 0.05. What conclusion can you draw? You have sufficient evidence to claim that all 3 hot dogs types can have the same mean number of calories. You do not have sufficient evidence to reject the claim that all 3 hot dog types have the same number of mean number of calories. We have sufficient evidence to claim that all 3 types. We have sufficient evidence to claim that at least one hot dog has a different mean number than the other calories. See here. Would it be number 4? We have sufficient evidence to claim that at least one of the hot dog types has a different mean number of calories than another type.
Yep.
That's what I went with. Number 16. Now let's examine the sodium levels. Construct QQ plots for the sodium level for each of the 3 types of hot dogs. I'm getting hungry. How about you guys?
Through that.
You should see that the QQ plot for poultry suggests a possible problem with the normality assumption. The smallest variance is 7180.75, and the largest is 10,492.871. Have the assumptions been met to use ANOVA? And I say number 3, the assumptions have not been met. It is not safe to assume that each group comes from a normally distributed population, but we can assume the variances are equal.
Correct. That's what I got.
Despite the possible problem with the QQ plot for poultry, you decide to use ANOVA to determine if the mean sodium levels are the same for all 3 groups. What is the p-value for this test? Okay, I need to put it in still. So let me just double check to make sure I'm doing this right. You take the calories of beef and the sodium of beef and put them in each variable, and then you do the same thing with poultry. Is that?
Yeah. So, go for it, Lester.
We're just working with the sodium on this question, I think.
Okay.
And so, actually, I don't think we're ever comparing sodium and calories. Would
Anything else?
attack it one at a time.
So you just take the sodium of the beef and then sodium of meat, sodium of poultry.
Yeah, so that'll be your variable 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. And all you have to do is copy and paste them to get the.
Did you guys get .179 as well?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what I
Just want
got.
to make sure I was doing it. Just make sure I was doing it correctly.
That's what mine's coming out to right now.
That's what you got as well? Cool.
0.179.
Bingo.
Yep. That's what I got.
Okay.
18. What conclusion can you draw about the mean sodium levels of the 3 types of hot dogs? Use a level of significance of alpha equals 0.05. And I went with 4 at first and got it wrong because I wasn't sure, but I'm going with number 1 second time around. Is that right, Blake?
Actually, I got number 2. Do not have significant evidence to reject the claim that all 3 hot dogs type have the same sodium levels.
Is that because the p-value is higher than that?
Bingo. I think it was like a point. I can't remember what it was on the top of my head.
179.
Yeah. So it's higher
Okay.
than 0.05. So we do not have significant evidence to reject the claim. And then, yeah. So it had to be at least number 2 and 3. I went with my gun on 2 and I got it right. So
Makes sense.
we got number 2.
Okay, any other questions then about tonight's reading?
I don't think so, but I think Thursday we have to get ready for our review. I think is Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably be a little more time consuming, just to make sure that everyone knows the.
I have a quick question about number 8. What did you guys get for number 8?
For 8.
Yeah.
8 is 27.208.
27.208.
20, yep. 27 und 2 und 8.
Okay. All right.
And also, did you get number 9 as well?
Yeah, I got number 9.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
Oh look, submit. Oh look, 20 out of 20. Yay! Sweet. Well, guys, anyone have any more questions?
I should begin.
Cool. Try not to hurt any little kids giving out candy tonight.
Yeah.
So, and also don't get shot, please.
Shot.
Don't get shot.
Yeah, sorry about your mission, buddy. That's rough.
Part of life. Part of life.
There was also another shooting down in New York too today, like a mass one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's horrible.
I heard that it was a truck.
Yeah, it was a truck, and there was a shooting as
Oh, there
well.
was a shooting too. Oh, okay. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, the guy I think killed like 6 or something like that,
Wow.
and then started open firing. It's horrible.
Holy cow.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, true that, guys. Well, we guys see you Thursday. We'll kind of go into a little more detail about getting our notes get ready for our test. So,
Okay.
all right. See you there, guys.
Good
Good
one.
night.
Bye.